Accordingly, next up, House Bill 1231, a bill to amend and reenact section of the code relating to dogs chasing livestock. Board of the Committee on Agriculture, Chesapeake, and Natural Resources with a substitute.
Gentleman from.
Mr. Speaker, I'd move to submit the substitute.
The questions on adoption of the committee substitute. As many as favor that motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. Substitute is agreed to.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of this body, I wanted to speak to House Bill 1231, which will solve a great injustice for our family friend, the canine. Years ago, chickens were on farms, and this bill was passed to protect those chickens from dogs coming on their property and killing the chickens. However, we have allowed now chickens to live within city limits and town lines. And therefore, people have one or two chickens in their backyards. And therefore, their neighbors, like Sophie the yellow lab, want to get to the chickens because instinctively they want to eat chicken because, of course, it tastes like chicken. So we have disrupted the very delicate balance between dog and chicken. So as it stands now, Sophie, the yellow lab, who your child, when they're 5 years old, picked up from the shelter to bring home and be her very own dog, there's only two choices, ladies and gentlemen. One, euthanasia or execution of the dog, or two, deportation to a non-contiguous state in the Commonwealth. Now, I hope my friends on the other side of the aisle will agree with me. Deportation is not the answer. So, ladies and gentlemen, what this does, it gives a court two additional options. Option one, the dog can be maintained in a, they have to put up a fence, they have to put a microchip in the dog to ensure the dog does not get loose and once again roam free to kill chickens. Or the court, in its discretion, can find a new household to take and adopt said dog, but that dog would still be under the same restriction of having a microchip implanted so that if it runs loose, our animal control officers will know that this, in fact, is a chicken-killing dog. And therefore, other options apply. So please, I ask that you engross this to its third reading.
Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman from Rockridge, Mr. Klein.
Gentleman yield for a question.
Will the gentleman yield?
Of course.
Mr. Speaker, I'd ask the gentleman, would this bill, in essence, be granting amnesty to these dogs?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is a, the dogs would still be subject to due process. They would be given probation, basically. I think we can talk in criminal terms. They'd be microchipped, so they would be tagged forever and ever as a dog killer and be on the dog killer registry.
I thank the gentleman.
Gentleman resumed his seat. Shall the bill be engrossed and passed to its third reading? As many as favor that motion?
You thought we were done, huh?
It's Friday afternoon. Those opposed, no. Bill fails to be engrossed. Bill is engrossed and passed to its third reading.